Wand? Wand. Oh my god! Butcher! Wow, yes! Hello everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be taking a look at the first few hours of Sorcerer's gameplay in the Diablo 4 beta. Now, I'm already in the game, so let's go ahead and pop over there. So this is where you start off in Diablo 4. Now today, we're going to be skipping over all the cutscenes and we're going to be leveling as fast as possible. And in fact, I've already leveled 2 characters to level 25, which is the maximum level that you can be in the Diablo 4 beta. So through the renown system, which I might get to talking about the renown system as we played, I already have a couple of skill points available to me. Normally, you only get 1 skill point per level up, but I already have 2 available. So I'm going to go ahead and take some abilities here. Now, I could take something like Arc Lash, which is more of a melee lightning ability. I have Spark, which if you're familiar with Charged Bolt, is kind of similar to that from Diablo 2. We have Frostbolt and we have Firebolt. For now, I'm going to take Frostbolt. It's a really great starter skill, and I'm going to go ahead and take Enhanced Frostbolt. So your skills can be enhanced here. Now, what's new to the Diablo 4 open beta here is the design here of the skill tree has been sort of refreshed quite a bit. And now you see that you have these like trenches from each skill to skill. And you can see if I zoom in all the way here, they're full of blood. And this is just awesome. Before they were just sort of like lines connected, there wasn't really like a good theming going on there. But now the theme here is just blood getting connected here. Oh, it's so good, right? So once you put 2 skill points into this skill cluster, then you can go to this skill cluster. And once you put 4 into this skill, these 2 total skill clusters, you can go over here, and 9, and 14, and 21, and 31. So you have this system where you sort of have to put more points earlier in the tree in order to unlock later in the tree, but it's not sort of like a linear tree like you might be familiar with from maybe like World of Warcraft, Classic, or something like Diablo 2, where it's completely linear and you have to take everything from top to bottom. No, you have more of like a choice here, right? So I can take sort of a Frost skill, and as we level, you'll see that we're actually going to take Chain Lightning here, and we're going to take Teleport, which are lightning skills, and we're also going to take Hydra, which is a fire skill. So that's kind of the build I'm going for here today. And yeah, let's jump right in. So anyway, yeah, we're going to skip all of the story. We're going to go as fast as possible. Now, they start the game out quite easy. You're either 1, maybe 3-shotting the enemies that you're facing. Now, for the purposes of this character, just to get through the tutorial as fast as possible, I am playing on the easiest difficulty, which is 1, or Adventurer. And Adventurer essentially allows me to just one-shot everything and go through this tutorial as quickly as possible. As soon as we're through the tutorial and we have a few extra levels, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pump that up to difficulty 2, which is called Veteran. Now you can start the tutorial off in Veteran, but I actually think it's a little faster to start off in Adventurer. Just a little bit of a speed strat that we're conducting here to make this go as fast as possible. Now, as I'm doing this recording for y'all on YouTube, I also have some sort of like internal goals that I'm trying to meet. So there is a big world boss that's going to be spawning here before too long, called Ashava. And even though I already have 2 level 25 characters, what I'd really like to have is a level 25 or pretty high level sorceress or sorcerer prepared for that boss. So I think think we're going to do quite well in terms of leveling up. I think we have a couple of hours. Yeah, I think we have a couple of hours until that boss spawns. So I should be able to get, I don't know, a reasonably high level before then. So I'm going to be doing some speed strats here just to get us through. So you can see I already have Chain Lightning. And I'm going to go ahead and take Enhanced Chain Lightning here. Enhanced Chain Lightning is just going to make Chain Lightning that much better. Now, every skill on the skill tree does have an enhanced version. So, in sort of a interesting way, every skill has its own little micro skill tree behind it. And because of the way the skill clusters unlock, this gives you really just like infinite build customization. So you could, if you really want to, play a non-optimized build. You could play a build that was built around more of like a class fantasy, right? So like you want to play, when I say a class fantasy, I mean something more like, I want to play a ice sorcerer, or I want to play a fire sorcerer, or I want to play a lightning sorcerer. And you just take all the lightning abilities or all the fire abilities, and the theming is like pretty strong there. But you don't have to do it that way at all. In fact, you could, like we're gonna do, we're gonna sort of min-max our abilities a lot more. All right, so now this is the first boss of the game. This is really the tutorial boss. This is just to get you familiar with the fact that, hey, this game's gonna have bosses, and they're gonna be big, and they're gonna be huge, and they're gonna be massive and dangerous, and they're gonna have big telegraphed attacks, all this kind of thing. If you look at the top, you'll see the health bar, which is rapidly going down. We'll talk about that health bar some more later, because that boss is already dead. We're flying through this tutorial at the speed of light. Now, what's interesting is I don't even have any of my movement abilities yet, which I will be getting soon. Crackling energy. Oh yeah, this one. So what I just did there is I took my second upgrade. See, the first upgrade is always just a stepping stone to the second upgrade. And the second upgrade that you get, you have to make a mutually exclusive choice between one of two upgrades. So you can't get both upgrades for the skill. You have to choose which one that you get. So it offers this really interesting, like, hard choice. Like, you're getting this, but you're also going to miss out on this other thing by making this choice when you make this choice. So what I did there is I took an upgrade that when multiple bounces for Chain Lightning happen, I get more damage, and it's multiplicative damage in this game. So oh, this is a bug right now. So I get to show you. So I have my controller on my desk here. Oh man. Okay, so there's a bug in the game right now where I can't. You can't skip some cutscenes. So, for the purposes of YouTube, I'm probably going to skip this cutscene. I'm probably going to cut this out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. So, what I just did there, I have my controller plugged in at the same time. So, there's a bit of a bug right now in that you can't skip certain cutscenes in the game because I'm playing with keyboard and mouse. But if you have a controller connected, you can hot swap between your controller and your keyboard and mouse. And so if you just like wiggle the control stick or hit a button on your controller, then you'll very rapidly swap over, like instantaneously swap over to your controller. For some reason, it wasn't working for me there. The beta, you know, it is a beta. There are like quite a lot of bugs in the game still. Game's not out until June. Ooh, I got frozen there. That was careless of me. But yeah, I was able to hot swap over to the controller to skip it instead of staying on the keyboard and mouse, which allowed me to get past that cutscene a little bit faster and kind of work around this bug that we're encountering right now. You'll also notice that there is some like screen, like, frame lagginess. For reference, why that's happening right now has nothing to do with my computer having a hard time rendering the game. Even though the game isn't poorly optimized, I have a pretty beastly computer. And it also doesn't have to do with my encoding settings. I've got all those squared away so that everything is super, super smooth. What's actually happening is the game is sort of like having a lot of trouble during the beta loading new areas. Especially, you'll see it here in a minute when we get to Kjøveshad, which is the sort of like main town hub for the beta. There's going to be a lot of players that show up, and the game is just going to have a hard time sort of loading in the zone, and the character's going to rubber band, and all sorts of things like that are going to happen. I'm sure they'll work it out, but it might take a bit. Okay, so we skipped all those cutscenes, and now we're going to head over towards Kjøveshad. We've got Lorath here. If you're familiar with Diablo 3, Lorath is he is one of the Haradrim that's hanging out in town. Oh, see, we had the rubber banding there, where it's like desperately trying to load the game, the next like area of the game. But anyway, Lorath here, he is quite a bit older in this game, and he plays a little bit of the Deckard Cain role pretty early on. He is one of the first characters that you're really going to meet and be familiar with. Now, one thing that is you know, quite annoying that you're going to have to deal with, that maybe they'll fix up, is that some of these NPCs, like you can see Lorath here, some of these NPCs, you got to babysit them a little bit. So like Lorath had to do a little side hop there to get into position for me to be able to even talk to him. And same thing here, I got to wait for Lorath to catch up to me before I can even skip this dialogue. Speedrunner's worst nightmare. Even though I'm not really a speedrunner, I do like to play fast. You do have an interesting choice here, in that in order to get into the city, you have to burn a prayer as a rite of passage. And when you burn a prayer, you can choose which kind of prayer you want to burn. I don't think it really has any impact on the story, but you can also choose to burn a prayer that's just regular scribbles on a piece of paper that has nothing to do with anything, and it's a pretty funny choice. This is something that Blizzard has actually been doing more often with their games. So if you've been playing World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, for example, a lot of the NPCs will have like 5 to 7 dialogue options available, and it does kind of change how things are done. Quite a bit, and it's really interesting. So I've seen a little bit of that present in Diablo 4, where there's quite a bit of choice in terms of where you want to go. Of course, the game itself is open world, and then we get a little pre-order nag screen, which of course is bad for speedrunning. Okay, so now we're gonna put in Chain Lightning, and we've almost got teleport already, so we are rolling. Oh, we do need to go to the cathedral. So, doing the main story quest here is what we are going to do. I am going to skip past all the story parts, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then you won't be spoiled by this video. I'll make sure of that. And if for some reason we can't skip one of the pieces of information that's going on, then I'll edit it out of the YouTube video. So, I don't want anybody watching this video to have to worry about spoilers. Please play the open beta either next weekend or play the game when it launches, because and this is kind of the point I'm getting to with this is let's see, where is this cheer? Okay, let's do this little quest real quick. Is the story is actually quite good. Diablo lore has actually been quite amazing for a very long time if you've read the books, like the Send War trilogy, or if you've read the Book of Cain, if you've read the Book of Tyrael, Book of Adria, the Tales from the Heraldric Library lore book. If you've read any of those, the lore is actually amazing when it's not in the game. So the actual in-game lore for Diablo 1, Diablo 2, Diablo 3 is is actually quite poor, is actually quite bad. And for the first time in Diablo history, Diablo 4's lore is matches 1-to-1 with the lore of the actual universe that has been made. And it's quite good. So when you do play the open beta, when you do play the game on launch, whenever you play it, make sure that you don't just skip past all the cutscenes. Like, I know Diablo players and Path of Exile players and so on have really learned to sort of like skip everything. But I would encourage you not to do that with this game, because you'll start caring about the characters. There's certain characters that are written really well, certain villains that are written really well, where you will sort of question if they're actually a bad guy, right? Like, a bad guy with an actual, real, reasonable motivation, or a good guy that's like kind of a jerk, right? Like, these sorts of things are present in the game that, yeah, this is just something that really Diablo has not ever had in the game. I need to go get that sealed exorcist cache that just dropped. That Diablo just really hasn't had in the game, that you should stop and you should experience. And even among my friends that have, you know, they're veteran Diablo players, they're like, you know, I know you feel that way, Echo, but you know, you play D&D and you like this, you like stories, and I just want to play the gameplay, and I just, the story is so good that I have to tell you to please give it a chance. At least Act 1 in Fractured Peaks here. Don't skip the cutscenes or any of the main story quests. Like all the side quests, the blue quests, the blue diamonds, feel free to skip those. Those aren't terribly important. But the yellow ones, the main storyline quests, do not skip those. They're so good. And it really just provides context to this game that's, I think, really important, because Diablo 4 is not better Diablo 3. It's not. It's something different. It's actually more, if I had to equate it to anything, I would say that it is, it's Diablo, it's going all the way back to Diablo 1. That's the vibe. And this sounds weird because a lot of people haven't played Diablo 1 even. This sort of like world that they're experiencing. Anyway, we can go off on lore another time. We just picked up teleport. Now we're gonna go a super omega fast because we can teleport across the screen. What we just completed there was an event. So you saw this orange circle sort of on the mini map, and that event, we do something. That one was called the Jar of Souls, where we just kill a bunch of monsters and pick up the souls that they drop, and then eventually the jar will pop and we'll get a chest. Now, notably, we get the chest. From the chest, we get these things called obols. And the obols are spendable at the Purveyor of Curiosities, which is the YouTube / non-loot box friendly word for the gambling vendor. Of course, you know, you don't want to if you're a game developer, you don't want to call it the gambling vendor, because it's 2023 and you have to be a little bit more distinctive about what things are. It's not gambling. It's it's just a loot system, right? Okay, so we found a conduit shrine essentially. So this is this game's version of a conduit shrine. You go around as a spark. It's quite good. You're invincible, and you do a reasonable amount of damage. Now, because I'm a very low level right now, I'm level 6. I do crazy damage with it. So very early on, those shrines are super, super good. Once we get to level 25, it's not quite as good because the monsters are going to have more and more health. But yeah, we found that inside of a cellar. So that little micro dungeon that I went into, that's called a cellar. Oh, okay, we're hitting a... We just hit a little beta bug there. I don't know if you're paying very close attention, but I was like rubber banding on sort of like a zone barrier. And this is kind of what I was alluding to a little earlier, where the game is having, or the beta, I should say, is having some issue like loading up new areas, new zones, that sort of thing. So there's going to be frame stutters, frame lags, rubber banding, that sort of thing. This is the kind of thing that if you're an ARPG veteran and you've played a lot of betas, or that's you've been involved in PTR tests and you've experienced server issues and stuff in the past, that this is like standard par for the course kind of stuff. But if you're brand new and you're just picking up Diablo 4 because you saw this game and you saw how amazing it is and how amazing it looks, and you're just joining the ARPG genre for the very first time, you might not be familiar with those kinds of things. So yeah, it is a beta. It is not like the complete product that they're going to get out on release. So this town is called Yelesna, and I want to pick up all the quests here and skip all this stuff, and pick up the waypoint, which is going to allow us to teleport to this town later. But what I really want to do once I pick up all the quests is I want to go into the music menu. I want to pump the jams here, and I just want to pause, and I want you to listen to the music just for 30 seconds. I know there's not going to be any commentary track, but I'm just not going to say anything, because this game's soundtrack, it's actually brilliant. So here we go. So yeah, as you can hear, the soundtrack is actually brilliant. It's very, very good. The sound design of this game is very, very good. They've really done an incredible job. And I'm sure at some point in the future I'm going to sit down and have the whole soundtrack available and have it as sort of like background music on my videos and so on and so forth. But right now the game, we're just, I don't know, we're maybe 24 hours into the beta, and a lot of this stuff is still very, very new. Okay, we just hit level 7. So there's a couple places we can go at this point. Personally, I am a fan of ice armor here. And I'll tell you why I'm kind of a fan of ice armor. And the extra survivability is nice. You see my health pool on the left there gets this little blue shield on it. And this is maybe, yeah, this is maybe where we can take the conversation next, is talking about the UI in this game. So in Diablo 3 or in Diablo 2 even, when you get a buff, you have like a buff bar, and you would get a little icon on that buff bar, and you have to learn what that icon means, and there'd be something kind of specific to it, and yada yada yada. In this game, it's a little bit different. They actually have specific UI elements that integrate with the HUD here that tell you exactly what's going on without beating you over the head with it like a buff bar might do in Diablo 3 or World of Warcraft or similar game. So when you get a mana shield, which is what happened when I hit frost, when I hit ice armor here, then the health bar gets this nice blue mana shield. So in a very sort of like real, physical, visceral way, you're getting a mana shield over your health bar. It sounds dumb, but it just makes sense, as opposed to, you know, having this buff bar, or like, oh yeah, I have to like know that I have a thing on my character or whatever like that. So it's you'll see the health bar actually has a couple of other UI elements that I want to point out here. So first you'll notice there's this red ring around the health bar. And so I want you to watch the health bar as we play this playthrough. Oh, there it goes. So the red ring is no longer red. You see that? So what's going on there is the red ring is indicating if my character is healthy or not. And when the red ring is red, that means I'm over a certain health threshold, and my character has the healthy status. Now, why that's important is there's a lot of abilities, legendary effects, aspects, uniques, skills, and other triggers off of keywords in this game, and healthy is one of those keywords, right? So you might get an ability that says something like, when your character is healthy, then your Hydras have 1 extra head. And in fact, this is one of the abilities that we're going to get later in this playthrough, in this Sorceress playthrough. So being healthy, or having that like UI indicator there, is really, really important, because it just tells you at a glance what's going on with the healthy status effect, without having to have like a very complex buff bar going on. So you can just really just like super fast, like kind of peek your eyes down there, and you'll go, oh, okay, I'm healthy, I'm so good, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, and you can play almost like a StarCraft player a little bit. It's pretty fantastic. Another thing you'll see on the life orb, or the life bar here, is you'll see a fortified mechanic. Now, my character doesn't have any fortified mechanics quite yet, and in fact, fortified is not a mechanic that Sorceress really specializes in. It's a little bit more of a barbarian thing. Of course, like eventually we can get some legendaries that will give us fortified stuff, but that's much later. Like when we hit level 25 and we start, you know, min-maxing the beta, so to speak. That's a little bit more at that time. But anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, fortified. So you'll see how the health globe right now is kind of this like murky pool of blood. When you have fortified health, it becomes this solid red color. You know, this very solid color that looks armored. And what fortified does is essentially it makes you take less damage, and you can fill up your health with a certain amount of fortified equivalent to your life total. So it kind of works like mana, or a mana shield in that respect. And so you can have a mana shield on top of your health. You can have fortified on top of your health. You can be healthy all at the same time. And all of those UI elements can happen simultaneously, and they can all be on that same 1 point on your health bar. And you can just look and see down there of what's going on at a glance. So if you want to know anything that's happening to your character from a defensive perspective, right, from a survivability perspective, all you got to do is look at your life bar, and all of those elements, life, Fortify, Healthy, and Mana Shield, they all are distinct, and they're all unique, and they're all easy to understand at a glance. So the UI, they've really put a lot of thought into the UI design of this game. And what's brilliant about that is that's translatable to all the different editions of the game that they have, right? So they have a console version of the game. There's 2-player couch co-op that you can play in Diablo 4. And so when you play 2-player couch co-op in Diablo 4, that health orb is in a different location, right? So instead of having these complex buff bars that need to cover the screen for both characters on sort of like a couch co-op scenario, you just have 2 health bars, and they have the exact same UI elements that you would experience on the PC in sort of a solo experience. It sounds like common sense, but doing that really, like from a game development perspective, takes a lot of foresight and forethought and experience and just, I don't know, user design genius, really. And it's not like other games haven't done this at all. I'm not saying Diablo 4 is the first game to completely innovate on the entirety of all video games. I'm not saying that. But for ARPGs, this is a pretty rare thing. The only other game that really has this level of UI this level of fleshed out UI, in my opinion, is Last Epoch. And I recently learned that one of the UI designers who was working for Last Epoch now works on Diablo 4. So it's funny how that works. I forget his name off the top of my head, but yeah, I was rolling on Twitter the other day, and I saw that. I was like, you know, from without digging too deep into it, that actually kind of makes sense now. I do get lost in this area. I'm still kind of learning the route of the main storyline. Okay, so we go down here, and then there's this like door we go through. Okay. And then we gotta go here, and we fight the boss, and Okay. We're doing good. You've probably also noticed the quest system on the right side of the screen. One of the things I really love about this system is that it's very minimal, right? There's only a couple of objectives there. There's not like, I don't have like a 20 quest checklist that's scrollable or anything like that. So they really wanted to, you can tell they really wanted to make sure that the UI was giving you just enough information. I don't think it's useful in a Diablo game to have like a complete immersive experience, like with no HUD or anything like that. Like this game isn't, even though it might have some Witcher vibes, some like dark fantasy vibes, it's not something like The Witcher where, you know, more immersion would do you a lot better, because it's those are more like first-person character-driven stories. This is there's of course a lot more gameplay of like just blasting monsters down than, you know, talking to every NPC necessarily in this game. That said, the main story is still good. But anyway, my point here is that despite the fact that, you know, in a Diablo game, the gameplay takes more priority than the story, I'd say, they still tried to keep sort of like the objective-based UI things that are going on quite minimal, so that you could still really enjoy all of the explosions going on screen, and that you could really see more of the game instead of like, you know, 20 text boxes with check boxes on them on the side of your screen. That said, I do think that there is a UI element that's sort of missing from the game right now, and that is a full screen, like translucent map. This is quite common in games like Path of Exile or Diablo 2. And it's how... Oh my god, I keep going the wrong way. I really don't know this part of the game very well. It's really quite common in Path of Exile or Diablo 2 to have these full-screen translucent maps, because a lot of veteran players are going to navigate by the sort of like map design. So when you have the mini-map up in sort of like the far right-hand corner, like you see it here, it makes a veteran player have to like bounce their eyes like back and forth between the middle of like what the game is actually, where the game is actually occurring, and the top left, just for navigation. And that's quite a bad thing. That's not something you really want to do. This game isn't StarCraft 2, right? Where, you know, having more UI elements like helps you manage an army or something like that. Where do you go? Vulnerable. So that's a thing that I would like, maybe in settings or something, to take the mini map and to make it full screen. I think that would be really helpful for veteran players who want to navigate the game. Because when you have and let me explain why, is because when you have a full screen map like that, your eyes sort of relax, and you can sort of just more easily enjoy and focus on the gameplay, and the navigation kind of becomes more automatic, where you as the player aren't like trying to play it 400 actions per minute. Again, it's that'd be something that in StarCraft 2 or StarCraft, or, you know, game like League or something, where actions per minute equates to skill, might be more useful to have a mini map in the corner. But in an ARPG, in a loot-based ARPG like Diablo 4, Path of Exile, Diablo 2, you know, these kinds of games, you really want to have that mini map full screen if you possibly can. It really just helps with the gameplay. Let's see, are we level 9? Okay, we're level 9. Oh, I forgot to turn up the difficulty. That was potentially a mistake. We'll do it after this this quest is done. We're gonna have a boss battle here that we're gonna work our way towards. The XP out in sort of like the main world, in the open world, is quite a bit better than doing the main quest. Or not doing the main quest, but doing just like questing in general. But it's good to go ahead and get this out of the way. One thing that's really cool about the main quest is that these dungeons that you go in are quite a bit longer than the typical dungeon that you'll play in the game. And so you'll have in these main quest dungeons, you'll have sort of a more expansive, deep dungeon delving activity to do. And for that reason, it feels a lot more epic than something like in Diablo 3, for example, where everything is like very linear, and like the whole world is very linear, and you're just going zone by zone, kind of like connected together, piecemeal. In this game, that's not really the case. You're gonna do a part of the main quest, and then you're gonna go back into the open world where you can do whatever you want. And then scattered throughout that, you'll have these sort of longer dungeoneering kind of sections. And to me, it kind of feels a lot more like Dungeons and Dragons, you know, like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you know, where you're like, we're going into the dungeon now. Oh boy, here we go. And yeah, it has like a really great feeling. Okay, so this is the first sort of real serious boss of the game. And the story has some really interesting bosses with great mechanics. And this is sort of the first hard one. So you'll see that Venard here is gonna summon a whole bunch of demons. And then she's gonna throw these energy balls that are connected by like energy string. And then these stairs down here are going to be like impassable terrain. We do not want to go down there because she's going to summon some nasty bits down there that we don't want to stand in. So we want to try to dodge all of these attacks while keeping our cooldowns going, while killing all of these hellspawn all at the same time. And it can get quite difficult, actually. The first time, maybe through a casual playthrough, that you play this boss, you might actually die and have to try it again. I know quite a people who have died on this boss and had to try it again that are even Diablo veterans. It can be pretty challenging. Now there's harder bosses even later, so this is just a first look. Oh, look at that. See, like, look how much damage I took just by standing in the wrong spot there. So I need to get away from those guys. They're pretty nasty. This pit lord over here, he's gonna do a lot of melee damage, so I don't want to get near him. And then I kind of want to prioritize some damage here on the hellspawn. So this is the first part. This is the first time in the game where you really have to use your dodge. So dodge by default is on spacebar, and this is something that's brand new to Diablo, not necessarily to ARPGs, but brand new to Diablo, in that every character has a built-in dodge mechanic, where you have some iframes, or infinite frames, or invincible frames, when you want to dodge an attack, which is really useful for like going through some of like maybe these energy beams or a big wind-up attack that's been telegraphed by an opponent, that sort of thing. And you really couldn't do this in Diablo 3. You had to take like a special ability that gave you mobility, which of course you have in this game, right? I have a teleport here, where I can use that to dodge certain attacks and that sort of thing. But here you always have this dodge. Now, one thing about this dodge is it's also really useful, not just for, you know, dodging boss attacks or dodging attacks from mobs that are pretty dangerous out in the world, but you'll also get certain legendaries that will either make you move faster when you dodge, or will, like for example in the rogue, will have some kind of special effect, like you can drop like exploding grenades behind you when you dodge. So you can even do damage with the dodge, or you can use it for additional mobility, or you can use it for utility, and you can kind of mix and match. Now you can see as I'm in the town here, the game is just chugging because it's trying to load all the players and all that kind of thing. It's not, at least with my PC, it's not having trouble loading the textures. It's just really having a lot of trouble loading the players. Okay. Oh, do I have to talk to this guy? Yes, okay. Yes. Alright. Monosad. Okay, Monosad. Okay, Monosad. Monosad's up in the top left. We're gonna go... Are we gonna go up there? We are, but we're gonna change... We're gonna change the difficulty to World Tier 2. That's what we're gonna do. And I've got an hour left to the boss. Oh no. World tier statue. I can't actually interact with this quite yet. Let me try to relog here. Again, it is a beta, y'all. This is just living the life in the beta. The characters, by the way, on the character screen look beautiful. They look brilliant. The way the dynamic lighting reflects off of your character, the way your character sort of gets mapped out to all of their items, and how all the items are textured and modeled and sculpted and everything. It looks incredible. Okay, there we go. Now we can swap. So now it should load us into the new world. Okay, we're loaded into the new world. Hi, Ariana Grande, level 25. So, you can see most people are playing on veteran difficulty. Of course, like, it's early access open beta, so all the people who are playing right now are... I would say there's a good chance that they've played a Diablo game before. Okay. So we have an event up here. You see this orange circle on my minimap. And the events are quite good XP. So we are going to sort of prioritize some of these XP earning activities to level our character as fast as possible. I don't even know if I'll be able to get my sorceress high enough right now for the next boss. There's definitely more bosses today than the one that's at 1 p.m. So either way, we'll be able to get a good attempt on a boss with this character later today. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hit level 25 in an hour, especially solo. You can level. I should mention you can level, at least right now in the beta, quite a bit faster with the group. The group is gets a little bit of an XP bonus. I believe it's 5 or 10%, something in that range, and you can also just kill things more efficiently. So you do quite well when you're grouping up with other players right now. And of course there's, you know, buffs that other players can give you. So like Barbarian has shouts. There's certain status effects on enemies are global for your party, right? So you can make an enemy vulnerable, and then everybody in your party can do more damage to the vulnerable enemies, that sort of thing. Oh, I wonder if I can party up with Dreadscythe. Dreadscythe, another amazing MAXROLL Diablo 14 member. Maybe he can elevate my XP game here. Oh, was I able to get the mastery? Wow, that's actually impressive at level 9 on veteran. I got the mastery. So what that means is that, so you see here, I got a greater radiant chest. Oh, and actually I'm full on obols, and I hit level 10. So I'm gonna go to the Purveyor Curiosities, who is the gambling vendor. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna pick up those additional 30 Murmuring Obols. We're gonna invite Dreadscythe, or maybe get some group play going on here. Let's see here. Dreadscythe. Party. We'll see if Dread wants to play. We have some little upgrade quests that we can get some free XP from. Oh my god, the game. It's just loading. It's having a real tough time doing all the loading here. Let's go here. Ooh, not that one. Here. Gloves and back. Oh, Dread's that sound, if you heard my Discord bleeping at me, that's Dread messaging me. I think he's busy doing something else right now. So, let's gamble some caps. Oh, we got a legendary one. When you hit a crowd-controlled enemy, there's a 46% chance for that crowd-controlled enemy to spread. Oh, that's a pretty good one. So any crowd control effect that we have can spread. Let's do... We can't do gloves yet. Wand? Wand. Oh my god! We can have one. This is like the GOAT legendary in the game right now because Hydra is super, super, super powerful. Wow. Okay, this character just became really good. Your cast of charge bolts. We're not really using charged bolts. I don't know. Let me show you how to respec. So, okay, we just got this charged bolts thing. So, sure, let's use it, right? Let's use this charged bolts thing. That sounds fun. And then let's go ahead and put some more points into chain lightning. So now we're going to use charged bolts because now we just picked up a legendary for it. Pretty convenient. And then let's go back here. Let's do this. And then let's go down here. We're going to upgrade our potion. So this is something that you'll want to do. If you look very closely at my potion icon, you'll see that it is one icon, and now it is a different icon. So now our potion heals us for more base health. You do need to collect material components for that. Now you can get those material components just by killing enemies in the world, or by sort of like clicking on like different herbs or other things from around the world. Now I've got a couple of pieces of gear here that I've already farmed up from my other level 25 characters that I'm just gonna steal a little bit here just to make the leveling go just a little bit faster. Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to grab. Unless I have some already, which I don't. You can get elixirs in this game. And the elixirs can actually give you XP. So, overpower experience for 5 minutes. So you see all these things, right? So I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to craft these. So there's some crafting in this game. And those are level 20. Okay, so we're not going to be using those for just a little bit here. Just a little bit. Okay, now we have those obols. Obals. And we're going to go find Ministad here. This monk guy who's part of this quest. Oh, and I forgot to put charged bolts on my bar, so, or it's called Spark. Oh, wait a second. Oh, am I dumb? Your cast of charged bolts. This is charged bolts. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna use this. I'm not going to use charged bolts. I'm going to use chain lightning. I think it's a little bit better than charged bolts, even with the legendary. Chain lightning is just... It's good. It's really good. So, Bozon the Monk, he's not doing too hot. But the whole reason that we wanted to go to Bozon the Monk was so we could go to this next town here. And this next town has got some quests for us to pick up and all that kind of thing. I do want to do a quick pause here and just look at how our character has evolved from level 1. So if I open up the menu here, you can see I have this big purple dress. I've got this eye, you know, and chain going on. I've got this crazy horned helmet. I look like Loki from the Avengers. There's this crazy wand I have. There's some pretty cool things. Oh, hey, look, Honest Abe greeted me. Hello. I will wave back to him. I said hello to him. So yeah, you can, there's like a little bit of an emote wheel in the game, and as you can see, people use it. So like, I guess that's pretty good. Some of the social features in this game are a little bit more interesting than Diablo 3, right? In Diablo 3, if you wanna interact with anybody, you have to enter a game with them or be invited to like an instance of a game with them. And that always felt kind of weird to me, because you almost have to know somebody before you even play with them. And there's no like, I don't know, there's no just like common way to run into other players and have a good time together. Now, one of the concerns I think that people have about that is that the game here is open world, and therefore you're going to run into players all the time. There's going to be, you know, 20 players at all times doing all the events in the game, like, I don't know, something like Guild Wars 2 or something like that. And this game is not like that. They've really structured the game such that when you go into areas, you can run into other players, but a lot of times it's just going to be you, unless you're partied up explicitly with other players. You will run into one or two other players here, but they do a great job making sure that it's not just, you know, shove as many players as possible into a zone and, you know, make it a MMO it up, right? I think that's one thing they've been very careful with, that I've observed in this beta already with my other 2 level 25 characters that I already have going, is I really haven't encountered that many people in the world. There have been moments where I'll do an event and there's one other person doing the event, and then we finish the event and we go our separate ways and I never see them ever again. So the game still, in that respect, the game still feels like Diablo, in that it's still sort of this, it retains sort of this horror vibe where you could be a lot of times all by yourself and you're not always there with other players. There's just moments that you are. Now that's a balancing act, and we'll have to see how it plays on launch as well when the game comes out. Hopefully they kind of keep it the way it is now, or even, you know, lower the amount of players that you encounter, because I think that's pretty important to get right? You don't want it to, if you've ever played Guild Wars 2, a lot of times you'll just be running around and all of a sudden there's 10 players all fighting a mega boss, and it feels epic, and it feels really good for that game. But that game is also an MMO, explicitly an MMO. And they want you to have these big epic battles with, you know, 20 players or whatever. This game is not really tuned around that experience. This game is tuned around either the solo experience or the up to 4-player experience. And I would say, so far in all the groups that I've played, the duo, in other words 2 players, has kind of felt the best to me, in terms of like just like optimal blasting quality of gameplay fun. What is going on with my character? What? Is this a quest? Is my character supposed to be like holding something? What? I think that's maybe a visual bug. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have a cape, and my cape was like, okay, yeah, I see what happened here. So I have a cape, and my cape was like floating through my character. Oh man. Okay. So there's still some bugs. It is a beta. There's some bugs to iron out. Wow, we just crushed that cellar. So yeah, these cellars are pretty useful for a little bit of extra loot. Usually you'll find a difficult, or not really a difficult, but an elite monster in there. And you'll find a good pack in there, which is kind of why I went into it in the first place. Is a lot of times there's good packs of monsters in those cellars. I have encountered one cellar with a cursed chest, like Diablo 3 style, which in my opinion, cursed chests from Diablo 3 is probably one of the funnest, coolest activities in Diablo 3. You know, you have a chest of loot that you come across, and you want to get the loot, but you have to kill just hordes of enemies, just massive hordes of enemies really quickly. And I think that's a fantastic gameplay loop. It's one of the better ones from Diablo 3. Not that everything in Diablo 3 is perfect, but there are some things that are actually really, really good, and that's one of them. Is the idea of these cursed chests. So they have that in this game as well. Although, unlike Diablo 3, you won't encounter them as often, right? It's not like you can go and just like farm them. They're relatively random and very, you know, I've only played the beta 20 hours, 24 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. This particular beta, overall, I've played Diablo 4 like at least 100 hours, if not more. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I've encountered one in that period of time. Oh, so to my point about encountering other players, you can see here that I'm doing an event, and I've encountered 2 other players in the game world. So yeah, it's not 20 players. There's not 20 players here. Even the big world bosses that you gather for, those can have only up to 12 players. But you'll probably never encounter 12 players in the open world. That's like not a boss. Ooh. Oh, we could pick up Hydra. Okay, GG. I believe we've won the game now. Because my Hydra should have 1 additional. So I can have two Hydras? Is that how many Hydras I can have active? Let's see. Summon a 3-headed Hydra. Maximum 2. And then, is that impacted by this? Maximum 1. So yeah, the tooltip gets updated, as you can see, by the legendary effect when you equip it. So that's pretty nice. And now the Hydra's just going to shred everything for me. Thanks, Hydra. Now we're really going to roll through the levels. We may even do a dungeon for you guys here. We have a dungeon over here, so this might be an opportune time to pick one up. Okay, so what's my rotation now? So my rotation is drop 2 Hydras, chain lightning, teleport, next thing. Yeah? Something like that. So this is a dungeon. So dungeons typically have 2 sections to them, and each section will have an objective. So currently we're in the Derelict Lodge, and we're in a subzone in the Derelict Lodge called the Overrun Halls. So we're going to drop these 2 Hydras. Our objective here is to search the slain villagers for the Bloodstained Key. So you can see on my minimap there's this little diamond with a triangle in it. And that's one of the villagers. So completing the dungeon is going to be a little bit more important necessarily than killing every single enemy in the dungeon. So I am going to blitz past some enemies where possible. That doesn't mean I'm going to completely ignore the enemies, just that now that I have Hydras, they can actually kill them for me off screen, and I can pause every once in a while to blast things down with my chain lightning. And that's going to help me optimize my XP just a little bit more. One of the things about teleport that's really great, you can see here I'm getting frozen by some abilities that the enemies have, is that teleport gives you unstoppable. Now, unstoppable is a mechanic in the game that essentially allows you to no longer be crowd controlled and to not be crowd controlled while it's active. So when we teleport, we get unstoppable for a very short period of time. And so for that reason, you can also kind of, in like a dungeon like this where you're getting frozen and all these kinds of things are happening, you can kind of, instead of spending your teleport on cooldown all the time, you can kind of save it a little bit, and you can use it a little bit more expeditiously by waiting for something bad to happen, like this situation where I'm getting stunned by these polar bears. And then you can teleport away. And when you do so, you'll have Unstoppable, which will help you survive even more. Okay, cool. So we found the Bloodstained Key. Now, there's a couple of elites here. The elites are worth very good XP, so I'm going to pause here. And there's some density here as well, so we can pop them. Pop some of this density. Okay, cool. So now we're going to proceed to the next area. Now, you don't have to play this way. I'm a highly experienced Diablo player. You know, between Diablo 1, 2, and 3, Path of Exile, you know, every ARPG, you know, I must have 50,000 hours logged, right? I've played a lot of ARPGs over the years. So you don't. I really like playing quickly and fast and living on the edge. You know, going from door to door, teleporting as fast as possible. Just blasting enemies as fast as possible. You don't have to play this way. You can play more relaxed. You don't have to play Sorcerers. You can play a different class. And what's really cool about Diablo 4 is that, I think unlike certain games like Path of Exile, is that you don't have to play fast. You don't have to play the blastiest, most hardcore build in order to get, you know, even maximum enjoyment out of the game. You can get maximum enjoyment out of the game by playing a more casual playstyle. And you can play a certain fantasy, like if you want to play like a completely lightning sorceress, you don't want to use the Hydra, you don't want to use the, you know, frost ability or the frost shield or any of that kind of stuff. You can be a pure frost mage, if you will, if that's what you want to do. And what's great about Diablo 4 so far, from what I've observed, is that the game will let you do that, right? You're still not going to be, you know, you're not going to be able to play as fast as the best players. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you won't be so worse off that, you know, you can't play your character and your character's going to be bricked. So what just happened here? So I just tried to pick up this shrine. And the shrine, as you see, it's now spawning enemies. So this is a cursed shrine. And what's cool about this game that's very different from Diablo 3 is any shrine can be a cursed shrine. And you don't know until you try to take the shrine. So it's not like Diablo 3 where you see a shrine and you're like, well, that's going to be a cursed shrine. Let's do the cursed shrine now. No, you actually don't know. So there's a risk, especially if you're playing on something like hardcore or you're speedrunning or something like that. There's a risk associated with taking the shrine that you might not want to take in certain situations. I think that's really cool. Now, for me, I'm just looking for a bunch of XP right now, and I really wanted this shrine for being able to blast these guys down really quickly, so I don't think that's a problem for me. Oh, I gotta slay the enforcers. Okay, okay. So this is the objective I was talking about, and I totally ignored it. So there's going to be these two giant enemies called enforcers that I need to find. So here's one. Enforcer Galek. Let's blast him down. Hey, he has been blasted. He dropped something mildly interesting, but it's not too important. There's one more enforcer. Oh, I missed a little side room. Oh, rip. I should have been paying more attention to my objective. I was having too much fun talking to you guys. So I would always recommend taking a movement skill for the reason that just happened, right? Is that there are occasions in the game where you're gonna have some downtime and you're gonna have to backtrack or something annoying like that. And so having a teleport or having a leap or dash, you know, whatever your movement speed skill of choice is, that'll help you get through the world, you know, that much faster. Ooh, there's a little elite there. Those guys should finish him off. And then being able to hit that on cooldown like that, whenever it comes off cooldown, is super helpful to just really making you flow through the world a little bit faster. Let's see how we do on this boss. I think this is really the first real dungeon boss we've done. So now we have the two Hydras. Yeah, we're shredding him. Wow. I might do some more dungeons, because I believe we're going to get a boatload of experience for completing the dungeon as well. Hey, where's my Hydras? Thought I just summoned them. There we go. There's one. There's two. Alright. There we go. Explosive verve. Okay. We can extract and imprint at the occultist. If you're not familiar with the occultist, I do have a whole video on what that's about, although that's a few months old. I'll probably have a new one up, you know, eventually. But a very brief explanation here is the occultist is how you can extract and imprint legendary powers. So you can get a legendary item, and the aspect on the legendary item can be extracted, destroying the legendary item in the process, and then you can imprint that aspect on a new item. All right, hello, welcome back. I took a short break there. I'll probably edit this out before uploading YouTube, but I got a little bit of a monster. It's been a long one day since beta launched, and we've been going hard. The whole MAXROLL team, in fact. I think Wudijo just went to sleep. I think he played for about 30 hours straight or something wild. But yeah, the whole team has been working really, really hard. So I guess one reason that we're doing this beta and going so hardcore is because we are going to be making some incredible guides for all of you over at MAXROLL. And I mean, we already have some incredible stuff that we just haven't shown you guys yet. But, it's going to be good. It's going to be some good stuff. You're going to love it. So some of what we're doing here is making sure that what we have is accurate, up to date, you know, there's gonna be some changes that have happened since we first got access to the game in sort of a press preview, and there's gonna be a lot for us to change and update and make sure that it's accurate so that we can have the best builds out there for you. We've got really an incredible team. 10 people, by the way, on the MAXROLL Diablo 4 team. And all of them are seasoned experts in Diablo and ARPG games. Really incredible, incredible people. Wow, these Hydras are absolutely shredding. Shredding everything. Cellar Complete Icy Grave. I like that they have unique names. I think that's pretty cool. Like every little subzone, even like a little micro dungeon like this cellar here, has like it's a place that you go to. It's a named area, you know. I think that's kind of cool. We're level 12. We haven't talked about these so far. So Altars of Lilith. I just picked one up. And you'll find these tucked in little nooks and corners throughout the world. If you're familiar with Lost Ark, they're very similar to Mokoko Seeds. If you're familiar with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, they're similar to the Koroks of that game. Ah! I got rubber banded hard there. And the Mokokos or Koroks or Altars of Lilith, whatever your you know, brand of this is, it's sort of all the same idea in that they're hidden around the world, and if you find them, then they'll give you these stat bonuses, these little minor stat bonuses. But they also play into the overall renown system. So the renown system will give you, if you get enough renown points, it'll give you a couple of extra skill points. Right now that's 2. Previously it was 3. So, you know, it was really funny. There was a YouTube comment I answered the other day that was like, hey, echohack, why doesn't your build have 28 skill points in it? The beta is obviously going to have access to 25 skill points from levels 1 to 25, and it's going to have access to 3 skill points from the renown system. And, you know, my answer was, well, we talked about this at MAXROLL, and while getting skill points per each level is very unlikely to change, getting skill points from the renown system is sort of like a balance thing. And there's a pretty good chance that that's going to change. So we're not really going to take that into account too much, because for the purposes of the beta, it's just a couple of skill points. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But B, also just, you know, the whole system could just change. Like, they could remove all the skill points from the renown system, and that would be something that they would do. You know, games change a lot before they launch. Yes, the burn. I'm gonna do the burn. Burn them, my children, burn them. So we're doing an event here in Corvallis, where we need to free these prisoners. And this is one of the reasons why Hydra's is actually so good. And teleport for that record. You saw I just teleported all the way down there. Super awesome. Is that I can just plop these guys down. Go 1, 2. Kind of work my way through this ice wall. Teleport down here. 1, 2. Click on the prisoner. Click on the prisoner. There we go. Okay, well, I did not prove my point very well. But, usually, you can just plop them down and have them work on the enemies while you're doing the other objective. And so it's a lot faster, especially when you're playing solo, you know. It's a lot faster to kind of blitz past all these objectives using the Hydras. It's one of the things that just makes it just juicy, juicy, juicy goodness. Get out of my way, Hydra. Or Ice Wall. There we go. Okay, drop Hydra. Drop Hydra. Okay, where do we want to go? This is gather... Oh, gather anima from the undead. Which is, like, over here. So, anima... What that means in this game is you kill a monster and then it'll drop this little spirit-looking thing. You'll see it here in just a second. Like this. And you just run over it. And then you have the anima. And so we need to... For this quest, we just need to collect enough of it. You can also see it on the mini-map as like a little blue dot. Which will help you identify the anima. What do I got? Okay, I got a little quest I can pick up down there, and a couple other little things. We'll do those. No anima. Okay, couple anima. Two more here. Let's go pick up this quest. Yeah, and one other thing you'll notice about the mini-map is that when you have an objective, like this anima collecting objective that we're doing presently, the monsters that help you fulfill that objective will appear as little red dots on your mini-map. So it's for some of these like little side quests, you know, the things that aren't the main story, the things that are just kind of like these like chores that you want to get done, so to speak. It's pretty easy to identify what the objective is, even if you don't go and read the quest text and you just want to blast enemies entirely. So I guess the result of that is that instead of playing, you know, World of Warcraft, where you're reading a quest log and quest text and you have all the, you know, you have this MMO going on, this still feels like an ARPG in that sense, because you can just blast the objectives without even necessarily reading them. You're just like, red dot bad, kill red dot, great, cool, boom, 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 and blow it all up. Feels really great. This is an event called the Dread Martyr, or not the Dread Martyr, the Ancient Siphon. And if I'm fast enough, which it appears that I'm not, you can actually kill enough enemies. Oh, did I do it? I did it. You can kill enough enemies to blow up all of those statues. And when you do so, you'll get the extra reward for completing the event. Nice. So you can see now we have 2 Hydras. We have 4 Hydra heads. We're rolling these enemies now. I wonder if there's a way to summon even a 3rd Hydra. That would be wild. The Asylum lot. I don't know why I turned into Deckard Cain there for a second. I think I've finished this on another character, so I've already gotten the aspect out of the dungeon from that fills out the Codex of Power. So I'm not going to do that dungeon right now. I'm going to try to go complete this little side quest that we have going on where we're collecting the anima. Or we're collecting anime. Which anime are we collecting here? It's very important to me. It's very important to this very long video about introducing you to the Sorceress gameplay from the Diablo 4 beta, of course. I would say that some of that anime is probably Evangelion. We've probably got some Demon Slayer in there as well. That would be my expectation. Asides aside, we did complete that side quest, so we got this Exorcist cache. And this is kind of a newer thing. You can open these up, and then you'll get all sorts of goodies. You just run over the goodies. And then those are stored in our inventory for later, for crafting and other things that we want to do with them, like gambling. Or visiting the Purveyor of Curiosities, as it's known. Now, one thing that's going to be really important for you as sort of you wander around the world is as you do certain objectives, like we're doing here, you'll want to make sure that you're stopping by all the little towns and picking up all of the town waypoints, because eventually you're going to need to come back to an area to complete something. And you're going to have to take a bit of a hike to get there. And you really don't want to take a hike if you can avoid it. You'll want to have a, you'll want to have some kind of easy way of getting there. So just picking up the waypoints as you go is super, super helpful. That's some better armor. That's better. Let's pause for a moment and just upgrade some stuff. That's a staff. Do I have an amulet yet? I don't. Okay, well, I don't need any of this other stuff. So that said, there is, I just happen to know that there's a town down here, and I'm rubber banding like crazy. So we're gonna head down there. And we're gonna go ahead and get Hydra. We just leveled up as well. We're level 14. Wow, this boss is going to spawn in 9 minutes? And we're going to be level 15. That's not bad. I might still skip the boss and just try to get this character to level 20 instead. Or level 25, I should say. Alright, so here's one of these little towns that I was talking about, and while we're here, we can kind of pause and get a couple of quests. You know, the classic Blizzard exclamation mark, question mark system, and typically we'll also be able to, salvage, repair our stuff, that kind of thing. And then we can go back out into the world. Now you'll notice this isn't a full town, right? This isn't like Diablo 3 where every single town in the game has full services and that sort of thing. It's just a little hub. So if we really want all the services, we have to go back to the main town to do those. Now there is a dungeon in here that apparently I haven't done, called the Hoarfrost Hoarfrost Demise. That's what it was called before I clicked on it. The Hoarfrost Demise. I thought I did this one. Weird. Yeah, I thought I did this on another character. I don't know why it's saying I haven't. But anyway, I have a quest for this called the Dread Martyr. Oh no, not for here? Well, we're gonna do this one anyway. So our first objective is to destroy these skeletal constructs. Oh, I think I have another quest in here to collect these Ice Clan bones. Okay, that's what's going on. So I do have a quest, it's just not my actively tracked quest. This is one of the things that's kind of a trade-off between what the current interface has and what something like World of Warcraft does, right? Like World of Warcraft, they'll show you like a ton of quests all at the same time. And it kind of pollutes the UI quite a bit. Whereas this game, it will really only show you one main quest, or just really two things at once. It'll show you kind of like your current objective and like maybe a main quest and maybe a side quest. So you do lose some context over like a couple of the quests that you do have going on. And so you kind of have to shuffle your active quest a little bit, right? Personally, I just kind of do them blind because I've done a lot of the quests at this point, so I just kind of know what to do. But when you're brand new to the game and you haven't played it a ton of hours, then tracking the quest can be a little bit of menuing, and that can be a little bit annoying. It's not terribly annoying, but it is a trade-off in terms of like the UI design and having it clean versus not having it clean. Oh, we did get a legendary. We got a ring here. That's pretty hype. We'll look at that here in a second after this guy is taken care of. While channeling Incinerate, your burning damage is increased by 25%. I want to respec. Because these guys do burning damage, right? These guys do burning damage. Oh, man. Where is Incinerate? Okay, I'm gonna need to refund this to juggle this. Then enemies deal less damage. Every 4 seconds, enemy has been hit by... They're immobilized. Yeah, less damage, I guess. And then... Oh, I have to go get my enchantment slot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Oh, and then I guess, are we just gonna go like pure fire build now? So I need to refund this point so I can juggle up here. There we go. And then this firebolt goes there. Cool. Now, you know, temporarily, because we got this legendary, you know, I felt compelled, you know, even though this may not be optimal gameplay, I felt compelled to want to try out a different build. So I tried out a different build, and I just plugged it and played it in. Now at lower levels, swapping your build out is relatively inexpensive. It doesn't take that much gold. But at higher levels, it's going to get expensive. So like at level 25, it's the price starts going up. And I can imagine it continues to scale after that. So yeah, it's going to be quite challenging, I think, to respec at higher levels in the game. Oh yeah. We're gonna flamethrower everything. It's gonna be awesome. Do we have to kill all of these guys as part of the quest? That's kind of interesting. By interesting, I mean incredibly annoying. And I have to also click. So I have to kill them, and I have to click on the Ice Clan bones. I don't know if I'm a fan of this quest. This just seems kind of annoying to do. I have observed that some of the side quests are not fully fleshed out, and this may be one of those instances where, like, hey, the game's in beta, we have this side quest that we just threw in the game, and, you know, it works, right? It doesn't have any bugs, but it also isn't great, and might need another round of love to really be a great side quest. I have observed that a little bit. If I incinerate, then all the burning damage should just, like, really pop off. %, huh? I'll be honest that I guess I'm doing so much damage that I don't really notice how much damage I'm doing. You know? I mean, I'm doing like 10 damage here. It's not a ton. The damage scaling has not grown to like crazy levels. Like, I'm not doing trillions of damage like in Diablo 3 yet. We're not there. That was kind of a cool moment. I was just face tanking those guys while burning down that skeletal construct. That was nice. And I can just leave my guys there. Oh, I think I want to kill this elite, actually. Oh, I really like the animation of the wand action here. It's almost like she's conducting an orchestra. Next, let me zoom in on the next one. It feels like it feels very Harry Potter in like a good way. Slytherin. Yes. Here, let me turn the character. Yeah. Look at that. She's like conducting an orchestra here. That's fantastic. I like how that looks. That's very wizardy. I don't know if that I would classify that as very sorcery, but it does have wizard vibes. I guess that is actually a very hard distinction. Like, what really is the difference between a wizard and a sorcerer? I mean, fundamentally, they are the same fantasy, right? Kind of the same way that, like, Amazon and Rogue and Demon Hunter, even though they have 3 different class names, let's be real, they're the same class, right? they're not fundamentally identical, but functionally and from a fantasy perspective, they kind of serve the same purpose in the game, right? Fast agility character, go pew pew, also do melee thing. Sometime. So from that perspective, I think it's really hard to delineate between what makes a skill kind of, you know, a wizard vibe and a sorceress vibe. Because they're kind of the same idea. I know, like, there might be, like, in Dungeons and Dragons or whatever, there might be, like, different, you know, mechanics between, like, well, a wizard prepares their spells with their wizard book, and they have a spell book, and it's got to be, they have to have an arcane focus, and sorcerer, they get their magic through, like, dragon blood and whatever. Right, that's not important. That's not really important. When hit when not healthy, a magical bubble is a magical bubble is summoned around you for 5 seconds. I'm gonna take it because it's not barbarian stuff. It has shadow res and lightning res on it. That's actually kind of nice. Oh, this Khazra. Oh, what am what am I worried about? This I have the Hydras. They're just look, these Hydras are annihilating him. Holy crap. Look at that. I have nothing to worry about. I just gotta run around in a circle. He's barely damaging me. I gotta get used to the downtime of the Hydra. I'm still not quite used to that. So I just gotta run. I'm gonna hit my magic shield button every now and then. Resummon my Hydras. Use my mana. TP to the other side. Yeah, this guy, look, I'm not even breaking a sweat. Wow. Not even breaking a sweat. All right. Well, that was easy. I need one of those "that was easy" buttons. That was incredibly easy. All right. Well, we're back in town. So, oh, I know where we need to go next. We're level 15. So at level 15, every class unlocks their specialization. And you get something called a priority quest. Let me actually open my quest log, which, you know, I actually don't open very often. I think it's L. Okay. So I open L. So I got a priority quest. These looking things. Sorcerer, Legacy of the Magi. It says level 1+, but you don't get it to level 15. I think that's just a implementation detail that they need to fix. It really is level 15 for every single class, y'all. So, oh, did you see that? There was a guy riding invisible horse. That was okay. All right. Welcome to the beta, everyone. So getting your class specialization is incredibly important. You'll definitely want to get it when you turn level 15. And as soon as possible. It's really just going to amplify a lot of what your character can do. For the Sorceress, we're going to get what's called enchantment slots. And sure, we'll do this event on the way. It's not terribly important that we do it right away. We don't need to, like, blitz down there. Oh, ooh. Oh, man, I almost blew that whole thing up. This legendary that we got to incinerate stuff is quite good. But yeah, we're gonna get enchantment slots. What enchantment slots do is we can take one of our skills and we get a special slot just for us. No other class gets this. And we can slot it in and we'll get a special bonus passive for that skill. Some of them can be quite good. Ooh, let's stop in the cellar. Let's see what interesting things we can find in the cellar. Oh, we got an event in the cellar. This is the second time I've got an event in the cellar. This is pretty interesting. Okay, so it says I completed the cellar. What about the event? Okay, now I have an event here. Okay. Wow. So events are really great XP just in general for leveling, at least right now in the beta. In the beta meta, you know, nobody cares about beta metas, but in season -1, I guess season 0 would be like the game launch. Season -1 would be the beta. In season -1, the events are really, really great for XP right now. And so finding an event right after we completed an event in a cellar, yeah, we're getting we're chooching on this XP. And the fact that it's these, this is like one of my favorite mob types in the game, is these spiders and the spider heads and the exploding spiderling guys. And all that kind of stuff. And it's perfect for this. Look at this. We have this fire that we're just burning them down with. This is fantastic. Great XP, too. Did I fail the event? I did. Weird. Well, I thought I did a good job on the event. I'm not sure why the game didn't. Okay. Let's go to the priority quest. Man, we're gonna be level 16 before we get even down there. We're just like kind of killing stuff along the way and getting XP as we go. It's pretty wild how fast you can level if you do events. And you kind of the other thing that we do, and we do this a lot in Diablo 3, it's called elite hunting, where you find elite enemies in the world and you kill them because they give relatively high XP compared to other enemies. So I've been doing that a little bit, is elite hunting. Okay, so we're going down to this area. This is where the sorceress's specialization is. It's kind of actually where the game begins. It's in that area. So you're actually going back to kind of where the tutorial area was. Ooh. Altar of Lilith. Very nice. Pick that up. And there's an event here. The guy we're going to have to talk to is over here. And then we're going to just skip his dialogue. Don't want to spoil any of the lore or story for you guys. And I also want to go fast. And this event is up. Blood is the key. So this event, you just stand on these pressure plates. And it's going to draw blood from you in order to power these things. I'm just gonna wait for the enemies to spawn. And then you're done on one of the plates when it like stops activating like that. So yeah, we just kind of sit back, relax, let the Hydras kill everything. Stretch, you know. Teleport to the next one and do it again. Oh, big stretch. Go Hydra. Ooh, a legendary. Yeah, Hydra OP. See what helm this is. Heal per second. Versus... Oh, crowd control spread? Nah. We're keeping the crowd control spread. Health per second is not very good. In comparison, that is. If I didn't have a legendary helm already, like, sure, I would plop it on, but... In any Diablo game, health per second is generally not very strong. Alright, so we have to go in this dungeon to complete the priority quest for the Sorceress. Sorcerer S. Now, you don't have to complete the whole dungeon, but why wouldn't you, right? You actually get a boatload of XP for just finishing the dungeon. So this is one of those scenarios that the game kind of encourages you to double dip a little bit. So they take you here and they're like, hey, you have this quest in a dungeon. Dungeon is this, you know, you don't have to do this for the main quest. This is not part of completing the story for the game. But it's about powering up your character, and it's probably something that you're definitely gonna want to do. But hey, while you're here, why don't you just do the dungeon? And I think most people will kind of find that proposition inviting and want to actually complete the dungeon while they're in here. Where's my mouse? Oh, these guys are actually quite difficult. There we go. Level 16. Oh, we got a staff. Ooh, that's interesting. So two-handed weapons have twice as much effect as one-handed weapons. Ooh, and this has a lot of DPS on it. This is a lot. Oh, I haven't unlocked the occultist, have I? On this character, I don't think. When do you unlock that? Level 20, 25? Anyway, I don't think when you unlock the occultist. Have I unlocked the occultist? Wait, I have. I definitely have unlocked the occultist. What am I talking about? We already talked about the occultist. I've just leveled so many characters at this point, guys, that I've totally forgotten. So, this is probably the first item I've looked at where I go, I don't like the legendary power on there. It's like thorns damage. Like, what? That's trash, right? And I love this other legendary power that I have with the Hydra. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the occultist. We're gonna say, hello, occultist. Can you please extract this, oh, no, that's, sorry. Can you please extract this aspect? And, yeah, he's like, okay. Extract aspect for 5,000 gold. Okay, cool. And then now we have an item over here. And we have an aspect over here. And we're gonna put it on this new item with the way better DPS. And then we're gonna equip that. And now we have this badass looking staff. Look at this. I like that. The Gandalf the White-esque looking staff. The gateway to learning. Okay. So now that we did all that in the middle of a dungeon, these Hydras should be doing a ton more damage. Oh my god! We are blasting. Look how much more damage we're doing. Everything is just dying. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Return the mechanical box. Mechanical box. Where's the mechanical box? Oh, I've got to go find the mechanical box because it's somewhere else. That's not here. Okay. Let's go find a mechanical box. Oh, is this a... Oh, this is a cursed shrine. Nice. Let's get some XP off this. This is going to spawn just a ton of enemies. Now we just have tons and tons and tons of blaster power with this new staff we just got. So, I guess this leads to the next really important point, is that, especially early on in the game, your weapon is the most important thing that you can upgrade. So if you go as 10 levels without upgrading your weapon, you should go to town and you should take a look around to see if you can find any. You can actually buy items from vendors in this game, and they can sometimes be quite good. But yeah, you should make sure you're checking out your inventory, especially those weapons. You know, at least infrequently. Oh, this is probably the best shrine in the game, the artillery shrine. It blows everything up. Look at this. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Okay, here's the priority quest thing. But I want to do the dungeon as well. I got another artillery shrine. Okay, let's blow up the whole dungeon, shall we? Where do you think the other one is? This dungeon's actually quite big. Oh, he dropped a legendary. As soon as I teleport away, of course. One thing I have observed... Yeah, okay, I'll take that. It's actually not so bad. So one thing I have observed about the beta so far is that the legendary drop rate in the beta compared to the press preview that we played is significantly higher. The press preview, first of all, I don't think legendaries really dropped until like level 21, 23, something like that. Level 21, 23. So you couldn't even have the possibility of having a legendary until you got there. So that by itself, that's a problem. But now we have a different problem. So now you can get legendaries quite early in the game, which I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with the chance to get legendaries early in the game, but I'm very unhappy that the drop rate is so high. But my theory here is not that this is the drop rate that they're going to ship the game with, but rather they want people to experience the most that the game can offer them as fast as possible. Like, I believe the business term for this is time to value. They want to give you very low time to value, in other words, and so that you play the game and you get fun, you blast through it, and you go, hey, that was cool. Maybe I want to play that. Maybe I want to buy that. So you have very low time to value, and that means necessarily implementing, maybe increasing those drop rates by quite a bit, as opposed to what like the actual game will have. So I hope that's the case, and that this isn't just a, well, we took all the drop rates from the press preview, and then we doubled it, and then we doubled it again, and, you know, because like I don't think that's the move at all. God, this guy's getting shredded. These Hydras are incredible, and this new staff just does so much damage. Look at this. We're on veteran difficulty, y'all. This is not adventurer. He just got deleted. Is there... They've changed this quite a bit. Is there a way to leave the dungeon? Can I just hit the reset? Ah, I can. There's a reset dungeon button on the quest log, which is pretty useful if you want to do one dungeon over and over and over and over again. But what it will also do is kick you out of the dungeon, which is what I wanted. So I need to go to this guy here.
Let's see.
All right. Was I supposed to go in there?
All right, let me
Oh, yes, I was. Haha, I knew that.
be so kind to light the elemental braziers.
I gotta light the elemental brazier.
Sparks of fire, tides of water, gales of air, hear us. Looks like some of these pages are...
Is this a Fifth Element reference?
I can infer the meaning from context.
What's the Fifth Element?
I'm sure that's wise.
I refuse to let caution keep me from the secrets of this book. I've come too far. great powers of the element.
O great powers of the elemental forces, guardians of the hidden gates, I call you in the name of the divine and infernal powers that you would hear us and obey!
That should do it.
That's the Snidely Whiplash villain version of that line. Uh-oh.
Something is
Uh-oh! It wouldn't be a ritual without doing it wrong. The spawn times on these demons for this quest are quite slow. Kind of just sitting here. Okay. Oh, I think that needs a little bit of work. Okay, so one thing I know is that they have, so we have enchantment slots unlocked, but I do know that they have changed this significantly. So we need to kind of read this because I haven't. Everything should be kind of different here. So the enchantment effect of Firebolt. I think we want to read all the fire skills. Firebolt, direct damage from skills applies burning damage. Okay, extra burning damage is probably nice. Every 20 seconds, a serpent spawn and incinerates enemies for 6 seconds. Oh, you're telling me we get an incinerate themed Hydra? That actually sounds good. I might go for that one. When you kill an enemy, they explode in a fireball. Ooh, okay. So, if you're not a Diablo veteran, generally speaking, if you have a thing that says, when you kill an enemy, that is a bad thing. On kill effects usually are just awful. Because, like, how are you going to use this against a boss? You know, like, Flame Shield automatically activates when you take fatal damage. After spending 300 mana, a 5-headed Hydra spawns for 5 seconds. So this is really good if you have like a mana battery mechanic. So in other words, if you have a mechanic in your build that just gives you tons of mana constantly, where you can just like hold down the incinerate button and you can just blast all of the mana out, you're going to spend so much mana that then eventually a Hydra's going to come out pretty quickly. You're going to proc this effect all the time. But right now, I don't have that. So this is actually quite bad right now. Because I think that would trigger fairly infrequently. Yeah, I might go for this incinerate one. What else do we have? Meteor. Chance for a meteor to fall. Each time an enemy takes burning damage, there's a 5% chance to spawn 2 firewalls underneath them for 3 seconds. That doesn't seem that great, because, I mean, enemies move around, right? I might think about the firewall one. But I think right now... So, by the way, in order to equip something in an enchantment slot, you want to hit S, and you want to plug it in down here. You get another one at level 30 as well. So eventually you get 2. But yeah, that's it. Now we have Incinerate in there. So what's cool about that is every... What was it? Every 30 seconds? Every 20 seconds. We get a 6-second Serpent every 20 seconds. That's actually quite nice. And then we have the main story quest that we can continue over here. which should help us get... Oh, look! It just auto happened! I love it already! I think that's new. I don't think that was in press. The Incinerate Serpent. That's delightful. I like that.
Excellent.
Especially because it's just on a timer. For leveling, that's just incredible. Oh, and then there's level 17, so yeah, of course that goes into Hydra.
My husband.
Yeah. Let's go do this side quest. Let's go do this little side quest before continuing the main story quest. Oh, that was a whiff of a teleport, huh? Woo! So now we're gonna have 2 Hydras, 2 4-headed Hydras, and an Incinerate Serpent all the time. This is gonna be awesome. Oh, look at that. He's already working hard. That Incinerate Serpent is a hard worker. Oh, here we go. Is it this guy? Is this the quest? This is the quest. Come on. Come on. Come on. Who did we talk to?
No.
Such sights I have witnessed. Such pleasure. Such pain.
Stop talking.
I must have
I need XP.
more.
Theodore? How is it that you...
Meanwhile, my Incinerate Serpent is just like, there's nothing for me to kill.
to him?
More.
It's not
Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, this is the worst thing in the world.
was desire.
There we go. Such relief. Oh my god, stop talking. Please.
But his flesh
I can't skip this dialogue. There's no skip button here. Come on. Thank you. And she dies instantly. Like, okay. Thank you. Another teleport whiff. There's got to be a way to skip that dialogue.
if it's a robot.
Okay, see that dialogue's skippable. Are we done? Are we done?
You deserve much worse than the mercy I have.
Okay. Well, that quest kind of sucked. See, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is that some of these quests just need tuning. They're these... Instead of being these, like, cool little quests that you go around that just kind of show you the game world a little bit, they're kind of very chore-like in nature. I do appreciate the fact that they're trying to tell more of the story of the world. And if, in general, I was the kind of player that really, really enjoyed that kind of thing, I might have enjoyed that quest more, maybe. But essentially, there was one monster to kill on that entire quest, and I killed that monster in like a second. So, there's really not going... There's not much going on there for me. Man, the Hydras really do make this easy, especially that Incinerate Hydra is. He's doing some work. I need some more enemies. I need some more density. So, do we do main story quest? I think I want to do this dungeon. There's a dungeon right here. Dead Man's Dredge. Let's do this. So I haven't done this dungeon yet. Let's go get this codex. Reaping. So, the dungeon is called Dead Man's Dredge. The sub-zone is called Reaping. And the first objective is to collect animus from animus carriers. So animus carriers are going to be these souped up mega elite monsters that are going to be pretty tough to kill, typically. But this time I am playing a super OP sorceress build and having a blast with it. So we don't need to worry about that. We just need to kill everything. Hey, this was a good call. This is good density. This is a good density dungeon. These animus carriers also give, like, more XP than your typical mob, because they count as elites. One, two. Very nice. Kind of drag all these enemies to the next animus carrier, which should be up here. Whee! Very nice. Okay, go next. All your hits are critical strikes. Okay. I mean, I didn't need help with DPS, but thanks. Like, everything is melting now. Man, we've gotten some good items, and we've had some good respecs. This is not the build that I was kind of, like, expecting to make. And that is really good, I think. I think, you know, I got some certain legendaries, and the game kind of, like, nudged me in a certain direction because of that. And I ended up with a different leveling build than I had sort of initially planned on. And that's really interesting. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so we have a little mini boss room now. And this is pretty typical. Getting frozen like that is also pretty typical if you aren't paying attention and you're doing too much commentary while you're playing. But yeah, you get a little mini boss room, and then you go to the second part of the dungeon. So now we're in the slaughter subzone. And we have 7 prisoners to free. Now that's quite a lot of prisoners. Usually you have 5 prisoners to free, maybe 6, but sometimes the number can change. Now, what I really like, check this out. This prisoner right here, so this is different than Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, when you free a prisoner, because Diablo 3 does have this objective as well, you go and free a prisoner, they're always alive. But the story of Diablo 4 is a little bit darker, and the world is a little bit darker, and by a little bit I mean a lot darker. And so Diablo 4 recognizes that you, even though you're the hero of the story or whatever, sometimes you just didn't make it in time. You just weren't good enough. And as a result of that, that guy that you tried to, that you came here to save, he dead already. So all you can do, the only thing you can do, is you can try to put their spirit to rest. That's it. Which is a lot different than the sort of like superhero fantasy that Diablo 3 has. Like, oh yes, I've saved the day, I've killed the bad guy. You know, that's a bit of the Diablo 3 vibe. You know, there is some darkness in there. It's not a Marvel Avengers video game, but it's got an overall superhero vibe. Where this, it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. He's already dead. Like, lay him to rest. They even changed the text, right? So I recognize that's a very small detail for this one objective that happens in dungeons sometimes. But I find that those kinds of details persist throughout the world in just how they've gone about crafting Diablo 4. And if you're a Diablo veteran, you'll kind of notice these differences as well. Between Diablo 4 and Diablo 3, and even to a certain extent Diablo 2. I would say Diablo 4 is darker than Diablo 2 to a certain extent. That's I think I mentioned this a little earlier in this video, but Diablo, this game really draws most of its inspiration for like general vibe from Diablo 1. Ooh. Yes, I will wear that. It's also got a socket, so that's quite nice. So the only thing I really wish I had now, so I have tons of damage. I have damage for days. The only thing I wish I had now was a little bit more movement speed. Because now I'm damaging enemies so fast that I can kind of blitz through all of them. Like, look at that. Look how fast that guy died. Holy crap. Oh, I finished the dungeon. Yeah, that happens sometimes. So sometimes instead of having a big boss at the end, you'll just complete the second objective and then that's the end of the dungeon. I'm not sure I 100% like that approach. But it does keep you on your toes a little bit. Not every dungeon is the exact same formula, I guess is my point there. It's not like every dungeon is 2 objectives and a boss. Sometimes there's 3 objectives. Sometimes there's 4 objectives. Sometimes there's 2 objectives and a boss. Sometimes there's 3 objectives and a boss. I'm not sure I've encountered 1 objective yet. But yeah, they mix it and match it more than just the same thing every time, right? So it's not, if you do a lot of dungeons and you really like doing dungeons in the game, it's not like doing greater rifts in Diablo 3, right? It's got some variance in the content. And they're also like really kind of encouraging you, based on the Codex of Power, to really want to do dungeons once and then go off and do a different dungeon. That's kind of what they're encouraging you to do from the Codex of Power's reward system and how that all works. So I think that's all pretty cool. And of course, filling out the Codex of Power is super useful for your alts as well. So you can use those powers account-wide once you unlock them. And it's not just it's not like you have to go and complete all of the dungeons again on a different character in order to unlock those Codex powers. You know, not including like whatever seasons might look like and that sort of thing. Which might be a completely different kind of thing. We don't know a lot about seasons at this point in time. There are little musings, you know, little side notes that developers have mentioned in interviews and other like bits of information that the community has gleaned. But there's really not a lot of information to talk about yet on seasons. We're still kind of waiting for that stuff. Let's go do this main story quest. This is definitely one that I'll want to skip because there are some major spoilers. I have also noticed that this area lags a lot. We were having some major bugs. Oh, see, look. Oh, okay. Well, the gate is closed. Okay, now the gate is opened. Oh, opening. Now the gate is opened. So, yeah, there's some bugs. And I think, even though that looked like sort of like a graphical glitch that happened right there, I don't think that was so much a graphical glitch, so much as like the zone didn't like load correctly is, I think, more of what's going on there. Oh, now I gotta wait for this guy. I know. No. Let me in! Let me in! I can't talk to her yet until the NPC gets here. I can't. I hate this dialogue because it's unskippable. Thank you. Am I done? Okay. So now we can complete the next part of the main story quest. Get some more XP. We're level 18 already. I might, instead of doing this, I might just go do some events. Because I have incredible DPS with this character. At least early on. This character is just blasting everything. This is pretty wild. That Incinerate Lizard too. The Incinerate Hydra, or whatever you want to call it, is just doing an incredible job. I guess we can go turn in this quest down here. At the... Oh, there he goes. He's my little doggy. He's my little fire doggo. He cute though. So okay, we can turn this in. Yep. And then we can do this. Oh, I'm full. So I've got some of these caches I gotta open. There we go. Let's sell off.
Too much sitting inside. I think I'm getting fat.
Glad here you are. A worthy exchange.
Okay. This left side. So I know where all the events spawn in the game at this point because I just played this zone so much. Well, not in the game, but in this zone. I know where they all spawn. And yeah, so we're gonna go do that for a while. The events, I believe, as far as we know, are the highest XP in the game right now. I'm sure we'll find some other broken nonsense, but right now, this is a fantastic way to get some levels. Oh, of course I mess it up. Here, have a Hydra. Have a Hydra. You get a Hydra. And you get a Hydra. Everybody gets a Hydra. Okay, we have an event, it looks like. Sometimes something will spawn on the minimap, and it will be incorrect. Oh, it looks like somebody already started this event. Or finished it? Oh, it looks done. I don't think I was there in time. Okay, that happens sometimes where you will come across an event, and the mini-map will not necessarily reflect the state of the event correctly. So it looks like there's an event that should spawn there, but there actually isn't. That is a beta bug. Let's see if we can clean up some enemies down here. Nope, there's like nothing. Like 4 enemies. Vents? No? Further down, further down. Down here. Here we go. Ooh, lag. Oh man, this is another one. Another one that is not spawned in. That's rough. 2 in a row. Okay, well, there's a third one down here on this route that I take. I might swing by this side here. Yep. Okay, this one looks active. Core Benatar. This one's active. Here we go. Oh, and it's just Waves of Darkness. So the Waves of Darkness event is fantastic because it's just enemies spawn in and there's a bunch of them. So this is maybe one of the best events for XP because they're just going to blast in some enemies. We're going to kill them all. They're going to die really fast. Kill some bears. Gonna get some superior leather. And there it is, level 19. Like I said, this is very good XP. Got feared there for a bit. Got a few more. Go crit strike damage against burning enemies. No, thanks. Ooh. You can immobilize enemies. You know, I'm not sure I care so much about immobilizing enemies in the beta. Maybe if I needed some crowd control at like later levels or something where enemies just really start getting out of control. Like if you think about like how Diablo 3 works and like higher grade rifts and all that kind of stuff. Maybe. Alright, Wave of Darkness is complete. Let's head back to town. Alright, we're back in town. We're gonna pick up this quest, and then I guess the main reason I want to go back to town was to hit the Purveyor of Curiosities, because we're out of obol storage.
Keep it.
Don't need to talk to this guy anymore. Oh, this is the sealed door quest. Okay, I think I've done that like a million times now. Okay, so what do we not have? Oh, we need legs. We need some pants. When hit when not healthy. Oh, this is the magic bubble. Eh.
Not much, is it? It seems your prayers.
While you have a barrier active, you can ignore direct damage. Not bad. About some boots.
It seems your prayers have been answered.
While unstoppable, you get movement speed. Oh, so every time I teleport, I get movement speed? Thanks. I'm gonna take that. And we've basically spent our obols. Look at that. Oh, I get the extra movement speed. Very nice. Okay, air magic item junk. And then just for archival purposes, I'm gonna put these in my stash. I am trying to collect a whole bunch of legendaries for the purposes of documenting them all on MAXROLL. This is something that we're gonna end up doing. We're gonna crowdsource some of this stuff from the community as well. There's a lot to get done. Ooh. I have tons of DPS. Shall we go do all of the strongholds? So the strongholds give incredible XP, but a lot of times they are pretty slow because they're usually 2 levels above your level. And they can be quite difficult because they have like a difficult boss at the end or something like that. But we have the power of Hydra. Hail Hydra. So yeah, let's go blast through this. Let's see how fast we can blast through this. And then I'll even show you where Secret Altar of Lilith is hidden back there. I just so happen to know where that one is too. Ooh, there's a unique mob over here. So this is a thing you're probably not going to see very often during the beta. It's good this happened. So you see this little sparkly on the map. This guy's level 35, so he might be pretty tough. But I think because we are OP AF, that we can probably take him. And he's going to drop a pretty awesome item that is unique as... well, not unique, but that is a special rare, for lack of a better term. Okay, let's not let that hit me, because that would hurt. So this Mace of Blazing Furor. By the way, it requires level 35. It should have a special... Yeah. I don't see the special thing about this, but some of these apparently are supposed to be special. In that particular one, I don't see what's special, but I don't know. That guy's level 35, and we just blasted him. Like, how powerful is this build, y'all? Yeah, I think we should do these strongholds without too much trouble. I love the vibe of these strongholds too. The sound design of the bell and the church, and especially if you take time not to skip the story, which I'm not gonna do. We're skipping all the dialogue. Skipping all of it as much as humanly possible. Bingo, bango, bongo. Okay, so that's all done. So now we have to go clear out these homes in the town. And then after that, a boss will spawn up here and we'll come back up here. And then I'll show you where one of these sort of hidden altars of Lilith is in here that you might have missed if you're playing the beta. But as soon as we destroy this effigy, we can kind of duck under here and grab that. And my minions shall burn all. So I can grab that statue while my minions just finish up all the enemies. It's great, man. Oh man, what a GG build for the beta this is. This is easy mode. It really is. Mana. I guess that is a healthy thing, is that I am spending my resources, right? I'm spending my mana here. So, that does mean I'm kind of pushing the build to its limits. Or you know, I'm actually playing the game, you know? I could, if I had more mana, I could kill these guys faster than I'm even killing them now, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool to know that. I'm gonna kill this guy. He's an elite. Gonna get some good XP. Yeah. Okay, that's cleaned up. And now we just need to head upstairs. The bells again. But who is left to ring them? Is it me? Oh my god, we are melting these guys. Wow. Wow. What? This is the last of the 3 classes in the early access beta that I'm playing. Obviously, Necro and Druid aren't available until next weekend, but this is by far the easiest. Look, I just deleted all 3 of these little mini bosses that make up one big boss. There's potions all over the ground. I used none of my resources to do this fight. The fight's done. That's pretty pretty crazy how easy that was. Now there's another stronghold north up here. Let's go do that one too. We'll get another level. We're gonna get level 25 in record time. All done solo too. Not any help by anyone except for, you know, maybe the couple of times we ran across people in the open world. Very, very briefly, you know. Okay, so this is supposed to be level 25 plus, by the way. This stronghold.
This place is overrun.
I have a feeling we can do it. We killed a level 35 guy. I have a feeling we can do it. There's an altar of Lilith up here, by the way. Oh, there's level 20. And sure, more pyro. These guys are quite a bit tankier, but they're also 6 levels higher. Which, by the way, when enemies are higher level than you, you do get more XP from them. And you do also have like a diminished amount of damage that you do to them as well. So, yeah, considering all of that, we're doing really well. Look at these guys just melt. There's 5. Oh, they were 6, but 5 levels above me now. Holy cats! What an early game build this is. There's like a blood blister up here, I believe. Vampiric corruption. Nice. Get our way back here. Oh. These guys. Oh no! Don't click on the note. These guys are a little bit tougher than normal, but like not impossibly so. I think for Barbarian this would be barely impossible. Super difficult. For me, this is still somewhat of a cakewalk. I just gotta be careful about my incoming damage a little bit and keep the damage output high so that things die, and that's it. Make sure my Hydras stay up. Wow, is he summoning more guys, or is there just a lot of enemies all over the place? I think there's just a lot of enemies. Okay, now we can kind of focus this guy down. He's a big boy. Yeah, 5 levels above is no joke, that's for sure. I think the next blood blister thing is in here. Oh, vampiric corruption, there it is. Yikes. Very dangerous. Oops. I zigged when I should have zagged. As soon as I accidentally hit teleport there, I was like, oh, yep. I know what's gonna happen here. That was great, though. I got punished for a misplay. It was good. Oh, stunned. Not great. Yeah, these level 25 guys are pretty beefy. I wonder how the boss is gonna go. There's a boss coming up over here. Oh, there's like another blister that I missed. Where? Here. I did the one up there. Oh, is there like something in the corner? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Now I can do this one. Okay, that one's dead. Oh, and there's even a mini boss up here that they want me to kill. Let's get that guy. They're kind of all they're kind of all bottlenecked in the stairway there. The AI really doesn't like that stairway. Yeah, this guy has a lot of survivability. Wow, look at that. We're just blasting the heck out of him. Woo! He is a spicy tomato. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, we can damage the boss. That's a good news. Now, will the boss absolutely delete us? Will we be able to survive against him? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, we got this. This is easier than the same level fights with bosses with barbarians. Like, wow. Look, he's almost 50% HP. I'm just gonna manage my like incoming damage. Yeah, like I said, manage my incoming damage. That's the key. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Crap. Yeah, he blasted me. See, this is a really challenging fight because it's 5 levels over. You're not supposed to be able to do this content, really. Jeez. I kind of want to keep my mana level high. Being able to have uptime on my Hydra is going to be really important. I think essentially we're damage racing this guy. There's if he hits me too hard, I'm just gonna fall over and die. So I can't really get caught by this guy's nonsense. I gotta keep up the deeps. Damage is life. Oh, come on. Keep the Hydras going, please. Oh, don't hit me with your stuff. That's dangerous. Ah! I'm gonna top my HP off. This guy has an aura that like stops projectiles, and it's really bad for my DPS. It's so bad. Okay, he's dead. Don't hit me, please. Easy. Like, come on. Wow. 5 levels above. I can't believe we actually did that. 5 levels up. That is wild. I was even a little scared to attempt it. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't too hard. Well, let's go do the last stronghold. There's 3 in the beta, 3 strongholds that you can do. I would say the boss of the last one is probably the most difficult one from a like mechanic perspective. But I also don't think he's I don't think he's like scaled to level 25. What level is he scaled to? I think it's probably just 20 and then plus 2 of your level. So my guess is that this stronghold is going to be level 22 when I go there. Is that? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, level 22. There it is. Wow. Wait, did I already do this one?
The wind's grown too cutting. These parts.
What happened there? It like didn't load the stronghold in until I was like in it. That was weird. Huh. Okay. Again, the beta's having some issues like loading zones and stuff. That's been a theme. So maybe that's just what's going on here. Okay, so there are these Ice Clan Stormcallers here who are shielding the boss. And there's 3 of them, and we have to go clear them out. They're going to be fairly easy, especially with all of our lizard boys here. Ugh, this guy is vampiric. Ugh. There he goes. Pop goes the weasel. Ah, you can't teleport past this. Come on. Logrus Fester Pool. Oh, okay. Woo, look at it melt. Oh my god. The damage output is unreal. Yeah, these elites die really fast with this build. It's just fantastic single target. And I mean, it does so much damage that it single targets down giant packs of enemies fast enough anyway, so you don't need to worry about multi-target. Even Incinerate is not really like super multi-target, but like it ends up doing a good enough job anyway. Okay, let's getting distracted with trying to put my skill point in. There we go. We'll put it in Incinerate. I like the rope climbing. I think that's pretty cool. Instead of always going up and down ladders, there's a little bit of variety there in the gameplay. Oh, was that it? Oh, okay, yeah. Usually, I was about to say, usually there's like a little guardian guy. Okay. Whee! Yeah, the DPS is quite high. Last one. And then we do the boss. Now, I think this is the hardest of the 3 bosses, even though he's a lower level than the one we just fought. We'll see what our crazy Hydra build here does for us in terms of killing this boss coming up. Level 22. Ugh. This guy keeps summoning more guys. And he's Waller too, so my projectiles are like hitting the wall. It's kind of annoying. Ugh. Stop summoning more people! Come on! There we go. Alright. Man, that was intense. There we go. Okay, we got that. You would think I'd be able to kill the ice with some fire pretty quickly. Alright, here he is. The big bad. Looks like he has a couple minions to kill. Quick. The big bad. Oh, we're gonna trounce this loser. Look, he's all. Oh my god. The DPS is ridiculous. He's not even gonna get to do his mechanics. Oh my god. We're just gonna delete him. Wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. He killed that guy so fast. That guy's not, when I played that guy on my Barbarian, I died like 5 times. That guy was really hard. Wow. Hydra strong. Hydra mega big strong. Big bada boom. There should be an altar here. Oh, it's in this other house. That's right. It's in this other house. The one over here. Ah. And then there's a quest turn in over here. So after those 3, we started at level 19. Now we're 21. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, the quest is in this dungeon. It's not up here on the cliff. Oh, I'm a big dummy. In that case, I might port down here and then head east. And we might go do some events to get all the way to 25 to have a max out level 25 sorcerer. I could just progress the main story quest too. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. This is kind of fun with all the fire. Oh my god. Belligerent Ravager. Unlocked a player title. Isn't Narel's up there? Oh, that's right. It's this is the tree. Okay, this is this part. Okay. Then we gotta go in here. She's in the Herodic Illusion. Which is randomized, by the way. So finding this character can be a bit tough. But I guess that's Diablo, right? I like starting on the right side here. That's just my preference. And what's great about this is mostly this is a run-through dungeon. You know, even if you're not killing these enemies normally. And then I'll stop and kill elites if we see those. But with Hydra, of course, you you of course kill everything. We got some nice boots. I kind of like my boots already. These are just the same thing but better. Okay, wow, that's funny. So one was gain movement speed after you get unstoppable, and teleport gives you unstoppable. And that one, so when you use teleport, you get movement speed. And that one was, when you use teleport, get movement speed. It's literally the same thing. You're just triggering the mechanic, like, the slightly different door. You're like going in the front door instead of the side door. That's funny. Burn these guys down. How many elites are here? 3? Oh wow. 4? 4. Give me the XP, please. Yeah, look at that. Level 22, just like that. Those guys had some XP on them. So let's try bottom left now. And then, I can't take this yet. Oh, I guess we max out and incinerate. Okay, that makes sense. There's like no music in this zone. It's kind of weird. Okay, there we go. Wait, is it... Do you always just go to the top left? Or bottom top left? I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. We done? Mr. Wolf? Okay, Mr. Wolf. I know I gotta talk to this guy one more time. Mr. Wolf? There we go. Ew. That door is kind of gross. Okay. Portal. 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 There we go. There's Nayrel. Oh, it took so long for her to just like figure out that she existed that you keep running and then she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I want to talk to you again before you. Lost Ark does that a lot. I mean, this game doesn't do that. Like, doesn't do it quite to the extent that Lost Ark is like, hey, talk to this NPC. Hey, talk to this NPC again. But that is annoying. Okay. that area is done.
Finally, the Heraldric Vault. Was I...
Now, I believe we can just ignore Nayrel and go straight back here. And then this is the book that she wants. There we go. Now you have to babysit her a little bit here, and it's kind of annoying. Please, Nayrel, open the door. Thank you. So you open the door, and then you have to, like, go get her. Yep.
Hey, wait for me.
And then you can ignore her, and then you gotta bring her here, and then you can babysit. Babysit. Open the door!
Chest beats.
Let me in! There we go. Yeah, we kind of rushed through this dungeon because there's not a lot going on in here. And there's a little boss. Don't stand in the middle, it hurts you. Ugh. Super annoying. This is actually not a very hard boss, but it's kind of a lengthy boss. She has a lot of health. She's a big old damage sponge. She has all these like knockback mechanics and all this kind of stuff. I'm just dumping the damage out into this lady. Come on. Oh. So we got the book. Now you take this teleporter, which is... This is the only time in the game I've seen this mechanic. It's not like in any dungeons or anything. Then you gotta talk to this chick and babysit her again. And then you're finally done with this little story dungeon, which gives you almost no XP. Okay. So then we go do the pilgrimage. We'll just complete the main story quest, and if we have any XP remaining after that, then we'll just complete those. I mean, we're 22. That's all right. 3 more levels. The little lizard just showing up, like attacking a crate is so funny. I love it.
There's a shrine.
All right. Okay, we pull this out. And then the world grows dark. Darkness is coming, darkness. Demons shall fall in our wake. We must walk the path of a sinner. We must bring the idol of the faithful to the altar of martyrdom. No, even though I'm making fun, the game is actually, the story is actually really good. Don't skip it when you play the game. This is good. There's actually a really, really fantastic cutscene coming up that I've watched like 5-6 times now. That I am going to skip for your non-edification / protection of spoilers.
Let the ice into your bones. For the agony of the flesh. Make your fate
Then we just base tank kill everything. Awesome. Sorceress. Hilarious. And you're really supposed to do this quest like at a quite earlier level. We did some other things first. Just fine. In the main game, I think you'll probably leave this zone around like level 15, and you'll head to some other zones. I don't know. You might decide to hang around and level in one place. Ooh. Dang, look at that damage output. Wow. Ow. I can dish it, but I can't take it. That hurt. That guy just smacked the crap out of me. Alright.
Remember, without faith, hold to the light.
Talk to this guy. Go to this place. Talk to this guy. This is a very interesting zone. So, like, you can go in here, and you cannot, and you can use your skills and abilities. Like, usually when you're in a town or area like this, you cannot use skills and abilities. So I find that really interesting. There's something going on. So we're gonna skip that cutscene. That is an epic cutscene, though. And you should definitely watch it when you play the game. My little lizard friend, he's attacking everything. Okay, I think we're gonna head back up there, yeah? Man, the main story line quest is it's a bit slow in terms of XP compared to doing the events. There's an event up here. I'm gonna go do it real quick because this is one of those areas where they can spawn. Yeah, let's do it. Just blast right through this. Enter the College of Light. Oh, hold your ground. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I have these. Bring it on. Four enemy waves. Oh no. Could you give me some more enemies? Those weren't very hard. Please. Ah, there we go. Okay, we got an elite. And he's dead. You guys got any other XP? Bring me the XP! Okay, this last wave is nice. We're gonna clean them all up pretty easy. We should get moving? What? No. I'm not moving. You move. Okay, let's, while we're up here, let's go ahead and turn in this main story quest. Ooh, there's also a dungeon up here. I might do this. Yeah, let's go do Zenith. Sorry, dude. There's nothing I could do about that. You have yourself a nice day. Wow, that was pretty horrifying. This guy has a lot of health. Considering how much damage my Hydras do. Oh, we have an event in the dungeon. Let's do it. There's level 23. Can we get our ult yet? Oh, yeah. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do the Inferno. Yep. Where's this guy? Nice. You know, that mana regeneration might be pretty nice, all things considered. Wow, the cooldown for this is quite low. Did they change this? I think they changed this. Yeah, what the heck? Slay soul-imbued enemies while defending the wandering soul. Am I not doing that? Am I? Huh. That's the second time I failed a wandering soul for just no reason. Like, I'm sitting here killing everything. I don't... I don't know. I have to look into that. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Butcher! Wow, yes! Oh, my first butcher of the beta. Oh, I'm so excited. Especially to encounter him on Sorceress like this. By the way, he is a dangerous guy. He is a super dangerous guy. Super! You do not want to mess with the butcher. He is so scary in this game. Where'd he go? Huh? What? He didn't die. He had lots of health left. Did he just despawn? Is this him over here on the minimap? What? So, I know if you die, the butcher will despawn, right? So, like, he'll give you some really good loot if you can kill him. But I don't understand why he despawned there. What? Huh. Oh, well, we got a cursed shrine at least. Well, I got so excited, man. I was gonna kill him. Like, was he just like, oh, you're playing Sorcerer. You're not allowed to kill me. You're playing, your build is way too easy. Weird. That's disappointing. We'll blow up the rest of these guys. Ooh, amulet. Okay, that's a nice find. The protecting choker. It's the bubble thing. The bubble thing is not good. Okay, this is one of those things where we have to activate the levers. We'll do that. Oh, we don't want to stand in the middle of that. Let's blow all this up. Thank you. And move on. Nice. I like this. This is a great build. Okay, we gotta find 3 bloodstones and return them to pedestals. Here's one. Oh. I do think I want to kill these elites. Just for the XP. Not to complete the dungeon faster. There we go. So got this. Oh, I think you bring these to the center. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me lay it down. Lay down the inferno. So, if I remember correctly, this is the one that has the center. Yeah. This has the thing in the center. Okay. We're good to go. There's one on the left, there's one on the right, there's one on the top. We just did the one on the right. It's actually quite a big dungeon, but the boss, instead of like running to the boss at the end, the boss is actually right there in the middle. So you get to just kind of kill the boss where he's at, and it works out really well. Come on, treasure goblin. Stop moving, please. Oh, he's being annoying. There he goes. Chest armor, okay. Wow, we're gonna get like a whole level off of this dungeon. Dungeons are pretty fast XP. I mean, if you have massive DPS. Because the thing that will slow you down in a dungeon is these elite mobs sometimes are not really like efficient to farm. As opposed to the open world, which you can just like 4-man blast down a whole bunch of events like really quickly. And it can be hard unless you have like everybody in Discord and everybody in your group is like an absolute, you know, kind of like blaster tier player. Syncing up your gameplay in a dungeon can be kind of difficult. Unless you're running like I said, like 4 speedrunner level players, and even then players are like, oh no, I went to the left, oh you're supposed to go to the right, oh no, and you can kind of like slow things down a bit. Nope, that's not the way I was supposed to go. The top one is over here. I'm still bummed about the butcher, man. I wanted his loot. He's pretty rare. He's a pretty rare find, so... Huh. I'm sure I might see him one more time during the beta. But I'm a bit bummed about it. A ring. Very nice. Let's see what the ring is. More multiplied damage to immobilized, stunned, or frozen enemies. Well, dang. Now I feel like... Where is it? This... No, this. No. It's still correct. The lucky hit. So the thing about lucky hit is that the lucky hit chance is gotta be pretty high. What is it for Hydra? I know it's really high, but I bet they changed it. 75%. I mean, that's still pretty good. I don't know. I still think raw damage for just being healthy is still better. I mean, ultimately you want both, right? But it's kind of hard to get both when in the beta you can only get to level 25, so choices. Oh, this guy is blasting me. Although I am delightfully annihilating him. He died. That was a very easy boss fight. They don't usually die that fast. I'm gonna use my reset dungeon trick here to get me kicked out of this dungeon because I still need to go turn in that quest. So I'm level 23. Wow, I am just 2 levels away from 25. I imagine if we found one more dungeon to do, that I could probably hit 25 with this character with just one more dungeon completion. Because this character is just blasting through the bosses and the elites and stuff. I'll go ahead and pick up this quest too while we're here.
An outsider.
Blessed are those who bask in the light. Let our faith be our armor against the encroaching darkness. Ah, you've returned. Come.
That's how I want to greet people who come to my house. Ah, you've returned. Hi? Is this where Echohack lives? Ah, you've returned. Oh, man. Next dungeon that I haven't done. That one. Oh, that one. I bet you one of these down here. Let's go see if there's one down there. I haven't even discovered this area on this character yet. That's funny. This character just levels up so fast. Sorcerer's early game is just goated. Absolutely goated. Oh, somebody already did this event. Like, they're just finishing it off right now. There it is. Event done. Whee! Free obols! Ow. Here we go. Here's a dungeon. I have not done this one. Oh, this is Mallwood. Okay. I like Mallwood a lot. This might be my favorite. I don't know. I like the theming in here. Oh wow, the the visibility and the effects in here are quite different. There's like a lot of fog now. This is different from visually. Oh wow. Huh. Okay, there's level 24. I might as well just throw it into Inferno. Inferno pulls enemies. Oh, okay. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll finish this dungeon with level 25. Man, what a run. This is probably my fastest 1 to 25 character that I've done yet. Wow. Oh, look at the pull. Oh, that's fantastic. And I just got a legendary staff. Let's see what the staff is. Attacking enemies with a basic skill. I can't sacrifice Hydra for that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No way. Oh, ow. Ooh, ow. Ouchie. This guy hurts. Don't stand in the bad. I learned that by playing World of Warcraft. Oh, what? But apparently not good enough. Ouchie. 2 more bandits. Go up and then right. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. Here's the last bandit. Don't stand in the bad stuff. Oh, let's drop Inferno. Oh, he gets pulled in by it too. Wow. Get wrecked. Oh, and then the rest is going to be a GG easy because I just got an artillery shrine? Okay. Survive the enemy attack? What? I mean... What enemies? They're all dead. What enemies? Yeah. Wow, this build, man. What a great early game build. Gain power. Cursed Resplendent. Okay, good. That's good because I want the XP. That's perfect. They're like dying faster than I can really keep up with. It's pretty amazing. What awesome XP. Just look at the XP meter go. just keep the Hydras up and the damage shall come. This thing is nasty though. Oh my god. Okay, let's pop Inferno on. Oh, it died. Okay. We're just cleaning up the last few. Wow. What a cursed chest. Super awesome. Okay, we need to find the 3 skeletal constructs. Found one. Did that guy just de-aggro? Huh. I wonder why. Burn this guy down. Man, he had a lot of mana shield there. Another one. Nice. Look at this. 2 resplendent cursts. And just tons of enemies with lots of XP. Look at that. We're halfway to 25. Oh my god. We're playing solo here. Imagine if we were playing 4 Sorcs in a group. Wow. How many Hydras would that be? 8 Hydras? All 4-headed? Burn it down. I mean, if I wanted to complete the dungeon really fast, I could just run out right now. I don't have to kill this guy. But I do want the XP, so elites and good XP, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna stay here and kill this guy. Leave a Hydra. Oh. Ring. Critical strike chance against injured enemies. I kinda like that. Yeah, I kinda like that. I'm going for that. Where is the last skeletal construct? Hmm? Oh, there's a little middle section I missed. I was like, did I explore everything? It's been a little while since I played this dungeon. It's like December that we played Press. It's been a little hot minute. Wow. Just the damage output is so high. I'm still stunned by this. Compared to Rogue and Barb, at this level, the damage is just crazy. Oh, there's no boss. You just gotta do the 3 things. I guess that makes sense. I thought a boss might spawn. Okay. Well, no boss, but I did get completion XP. Did I do the dungeon that is right outside of town? There's one like right here. I probably won't even complete it. Totally. let's just go to that dungeon. And we'll go until we're 25. And then we'll call it there. After that, I want to do a whole bunch of other stuff with all 3 of my level 25 characters. 1 of each class. Yeah, Savinia Falls. Oh, I thought this was a dungeon for some reason. Oh, whatever. There's a cellar here, we'll do that. I think the dungeon is more south or something. Oh yeah, it is. And we already have done it, but we'll just hop in there just to kill some mobs. Why not? Oh, ow, ow. Yes, DPS. So that's kind of weird. We finished the hideout, but they're not all dead. But at the same time, that's probably okay, because I don't like the idea that you have to kill every single last enemy in order to complete the cellar or the hideout or whatever it is. So I think maybe that completion could feel weird. It's like you're still killing stuff and it's not done, but at the same by the same token, I'm kind of okay with it. There is an event over here. I can go pick up the event. And just have enemies just accidentally die on the way because we just drop a Hydra. Oh yeah, it kills everything. Wow, I'm getting some severe load lag. Destroy the enemy structures. Okay, so we kill these 3 skeletal constructs to complete the event. Wow, they have a lot of health. Here, let's drop this on them. This guy's title is Rare Trash. Jelly 16. He is Rare Trash. That is awesome. Yeah, the titles are fun. You can kind of make your own title. I think it's actually very similar to Lost Ark, if I remember correctly, about how the titles work in Lost Ark. Just get my flamethrower out here. Just burn everything to the ground. Just stand here. Oh man. This is gonna get nerfed. This is 1000% gonna get nerfed. It's not even fair how easy this is compared to the other classes. At least for early game. I mean, also, I'm not even abusing it, but there's 75% lucky hit chance on Hydra right now. Like, what? Are you serious? I think there's an altar up here, if I remember correctly. It's like in this nook up here. So, it's supposed to be up here somewhere. There it is. There it is. Oh, don't die. Oh, we are about to ding. We're so close. I just need like 1 pack of mobs, and that's level 25. Wow, we did pretty excellent. I I don't know what the total time was, but I think it's somewhere in the realm of 3 hours or so. Maybe 4. There it is. Level 25. Legendary extraction unlocked. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching the whole thing. If you got all the way through this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I've got a whole Diablo 4 beta playlist for you of all the information that we've gained since June or so. So head over to the channel and check out that playlist. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.